everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Gemma. I create weekly art content, so make sure you subscribe. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about GCSE Art. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a fully qualified high school art teacher, and at this time of year, we generally talk to our students about choosing their GCSE options. However, given that we are currently in a pandemic and we are limited on what we can actually do at school at the moment, we're not going to be running our usual GCSE option evenings. So I'm going to try and answer everything that I can possibly about GCSE Art in this video. So make sure you watch through to see all of the information about the GCSE Art course. Some of you might be wondering what GCSE actually is if you don't live in the UK. It is a general certificate for secondary education and is part of the national curriculum for 14 to 16-year-olds, and it's usually taught in year 10 and 11. Some schools do start their GCSE options from year 9. However, the school that I work at, we start our GCSEs in year 10 and we run a 2-year GCSE course. I'm going to be specifically focusing on Edexcel GCSE Art in today's video because that's the course that I teach. However, a lot of what I'm going to talk about is also relevant to AQA as well, so keep watching. If you're genuinely interested in taking GCSE Art, all of this information is going to be relevant to you. GCSE subjects are now awarded from a 9 to a 1 on their grading system, and that has replaced the A to F system. So if you are completely new to GCSEs, this is now how you will be awarded. And a pass rate for GCSE Art now is a 4. So a 4/5 would be the equivalent of a C grade. For both Edexcel and AQA, there are 4 assessment objectives that you will need to work towards in each of your projects. For assessment objective 1, that would be to develop your ideas, and you would do this by exploring lots of different artists relating to your topic or your theme. And you will have to demonstrate that you have a critical understanding of the context of the work or the source materials that you are looking at. Assessment objective number 2 is to refine your work. So this would be choosing appropriate art materials and processes and techniques and showing how you can refine these skills in your work. Assessment objective number 3 is to record your work. That could be through a sketchbook or also a digital portfolio. So recording all of your ideas, your intentions, your observations and insights to the theme or the project that you are working on. And this will also include your written annotations to explain your ideas and your links between your artwork and your development work. And then AO4 is to plan a meaningful piece of artwork, so taking all of your ideas from your project and then building up your ideas for a final piece. This should be an informed piece of artwork based on everything that you have looked at in your sketchbook or your digital portfolio so far, and communicate your ideas on what you have been looking at. This will also include your final evaluation of your final piece and written work about how it links to all of your other ideas in your development work for your project. Each of those assessment objectives is equally weighted, so they all have the same weighting to one another. No one of those assessment objectives is more important than the other. A lot of students tend to put emphasis on the final piece being the most important part of their project. However, because everything is equally weighted, it's important for you to remember that you need to show that whole process through your sketchbook to get the most marks possible. Throughout your GCSE Art, you will be working on 2 components. Component 1 is all of your coursework based work, and the projects will be set by your teacher and they will equate to 60% of your final grade. So 60% of your final grade will come from the work that you create in year 10 and Year 11. If you're doing a 3-year course, then some of the grade will come from your Year 9 work also. Component 2 is the externally set exam, and that is worth 40% of your final grade. Your teachers will not have control over the set topic for this. This will be set by the exam board, and you get your exam paper in January of Year 11. After the Christmas holidays in Year 11, you will then start working on your GCSE Art exam, and you have from January until the April, so you will have the whole of your spring term at school to work on your GCSE Art exam. This is a lot different to a lot of your other exams where you'll get that paper usually on the morning and you would only have an hour or 2 hours to complete your GCSE exam. In GCSE Art, you are given your exam paper 4 months before the actual exam takes place, and you're working on the same assessment objectives as you were working on in component 1. So to develop your work, to refine your work, to record your work, and then to present your work. And again, all of those assessment objectives are equally weighted. When it comes to the actual exam, you will be making your final piece in that exam. So whatever you have been planning in your sketchbook over those 4 months, that's then what you're going to make in your exam. So I always think that this is one of the best exams you could possibly take because you're going into it knowing exactly what you are going to be doing. The exam is a 10-hour exam, and that's usually run over 2 school days. So you will have 10 hours in total to complete your final piece that you have already planned in your sketchbook. You will also have to write an evaluation within that exam time. So if you're somebody that does worry about exams, this is quite a nice one because you go into it knowing exactly what you're going to be doing. There aren't any questions that are going to come up that you won't know how to answer because you would have practiced and planned out your final piece before going into that exam. And you will also have your sketchbook with you with all of your notes and all of your plans, so you won't forget what you are actually intending to create and make in your exam piece. The exam will be in silence, there won't be any music, and you won't be allowed to have your phone. Now, these are always really common questions that I get from students asking what the conditions are actually like for a GCSE Art exam. What does GCSE Art lead to? One of the biggest areas of our economy comes from the creative arts. So there are a whole host of different job avenues that you could explore and you could take after taking GCSE Art. You could choose to do a creative subject for A-levels or post-16 at a sixth form college or a college, and then from there you could then do a degree in a creative subject. And there are lots of really excellent universities around the country that are catered specifically towards the arts. And then from there you could end up being handpicked for a job in the creative industries. All of these universities would help prepare you and get you ready for those jobs. You might not choose to go to university, which is absolutely fine, but there are lots of different avenues that you could potentially explore from taking GCSE Art. I hope that you have found this video helpful. If you have any other questions related to GCSE Art that I haven't managed to answer in this video, I will answer every single one of your questions, so make sure you put those in the comments section so I can get back to you on those ones. If you have enjoyed my video today, I do upload every single week with lots of different art techniques and processes, so if you're taking GCSE Art, it'd be so good to have you follow me on my channel so that I can help you with your art techniques and your art processes. I hope that this has helped you to decide whether or not you will be taking GCSE Art. If it has, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.